Good morning. My name is Kevin Hern, and I am your United States Congressman for the 1st District of Oklahoma. I would like to thank each of you for attending my 3rd Academy Day event. This is an opportunity for you to see the extraordinary career path the military academies can offer you. While we are having to do this event virtually, the attendance may be setting a record for the highest level of interest in pursuing a degree through one of our service academies. We have over 100 interested people attending this event today, our highest ever. I know each of you are anxious and nervous and scared and curious as to what attending a military academy can be like. As a parent of a son who attended the United States Naval Academy, I can personally relate to all of the emotions that you as a student and you as a parent are experiencing. My goal as your congressman is to communicate and encourage each of you to take a serious look at the incredible experiences you can gain from an education at one of our great academies. There is no greater honor that a member of Congress has than to sign the nomination letter for our best and brightest high school students to move on for an appointment to one of our military academies. Each of you that chooses to complete the process will be reviewed for nomination by my great team of alumni from the academies. They are called my Academy Selection Team. Rocky Goins for the United States Naval Academy, Melanie Little for the United States Military Academy, otherwise known as West Point, and Jim Palmer from the United States Air Force Academy. They make the selections based on your overall performance in the areas of academics, sports, volunteering, and leadership, and your recommendation letters from personal references and teacher references. All of this information will be shared with you in today's presentation by my members of my team. It is truly an honor to be nominated and to receive an appointment to one of our great military academies. Each year, approximately 1,000 nominees will be offered appointments to each of the academies. The total of all academy appointments will be less than the size of the incoming freshman class at Oklahoma State University. So, as you can see, when you receive an appointment, you are truly being recognized as the best of the best. For the parents, your anxiety is duly noted. The uncertainty you have for your son or daughter's future as a military academy graduate is creating a nervousness that you didn't expect as they choose their higher education direction. I can assure you that while their decision will be different than others, your pride for them as they embark on an education that is second to none will be incredible and overwhelming. An education that ranks in the top 10 of all universities and colleges in the country. An education that will be provided at no cost, other than their 5 years of service as an officer in the branch of military of the respective academy they attend. They will be educated in how to be great leaders, leaders that will go on to protect the very freedoms we have enjoyed for almost 250 years. The academies have been the training grounds for so many of our great leaders, leaders like President Eisenhower, and astronaut Alan Shepard, and President Jimmy Carter, and literally hundreds more. So I would encourage you to listen closely today, make notes, ask questions, and truly consider applying to one of our distinguished United States military academies. Thank you for being here today.
I'm Melanie Little here. I'm a West Point 92 graduate. I served on active duty for just under 3 years and spent another approximately 8 years in the reserves and guard. The mission of all the academies is to develop leaders of character. And I think that's definitely embodied in the West Point mission and the term duty, honor, and country in service to the nation. But I think it's also important as you're looking at collegiate opportunities to know, and the United States Naval Academy says this in their mission statement, that we're really looking to develop leaders to command and for citizenship and for government. As far as the board, as you look at your application project, what are we looking for? We are certainly looking for that well-rounded individual, that candidate who is both academically prepared him or herself, who's physically ready to take on the challenges of academy, and who is determined and intentionally focused on things within their community and outside of their school and athletic environment that they feel passionate about in order to serve. We're looking for that whole person. And that's really what's important as you look to prepare to potentially being a candidate for the academies. I would like to share that all the academies, 4 of the 5, have a summer program that I would highly encourage each of you to consider and all the information is on their respective websites. These summer programs are very competitive. If you are selected, it's a great opportunity to experience what academy experience will be like in person before you make the decision to attend. In addition, whether you decide to go to the academy or another great college in our country, those opportunities are known for their competitiveness, and it will be a great experience for you and for your family. One of the things I was asked to think about was how West Point's impacted me. I would say I've been out almost 30 years, which is unbelievable, but West Point's been foundational to really my entire life. It was a very challenging experience. It's something I'm very proud to have achieved. It created lasting friendships. My closest friends to this day are from my West Point experience. And it truly provided a opportunity to focus my professional, both in the military and the professional side and the civilian side, focus what I do in leadership on that term, duty, honor, country. And I certainly know that my West Point experience prepared me for all roles that I've had, to include the senior executive role I have today. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jim Palmer, who is an Air Force Academy grad. And Jim, on to you.
Hello, my name is Jim Palmer. I'm a 1987 Air Force Academy graduate. I graduated from the Academy with a Bachelor of Science degree in Astronautical Engineering. I then went to undergraduate pilot training at Vance Air Force Base in Enid, Oklahoma. After a year of training, I was assigned to an F-16. So I went to follow-on training to learn to fly the F-16 and then to a fighter squadron. I served in the Air Force on active duty as a fighter pilot for 8.5 years. And then when my commitment to the Air Force ended, I joined the Arkansas Air National Guard as a traditional guardsman, which meant that I flew the F-16 on the weekends when we had drill, or when we deployed either for training or for active duty operations in support of the war on global terror. After I retired in 2007, I eventually was hired by United Airlines, and I fly the Airbus A320. So that's my backstory. I'd like to give you a little overview of the service academies. For many people don't realize, since they're not have any military background, and so all they see maybe is on Hollywood. I'll give you an analogy that may make sense to young people who are considering a service academy. Pretend for a moment that you went through an application process and you got hired by Google. And Google said, as part of this package, we're going to send you to a 4-year institution. You're going to get a degree of your choosing. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be an accountant, you could be an engineer or scientist. You get that degree in whatever you choose that's available at that institution. We'll also give you training at the time so you understand our culture and you understand leadership principles. And after you graduate, Google then says, we're going to give you a job not at the bottom, but in the middle. We're going to give you a middle level management job, and we're going to give you equipment worth millions of dollars, and or hundreds of people are going to work under you. That essentially is what happens when you go to a service academy. You receive a degree, you gain the training to be a leader, and then you go out and you practice that, and you serve a commitment between 5 to say 8.5 years like I did, depending on your career field in that service. There are 4 academies: the Air Force Academy, of course, the United States Air Force, Annapolis, which is the Naval Academy, West Point, which is the military academy, so that's Army, and the Merchant Marine Academy. The Merchant Marine Academy is unique in that you can, upon graduation, be commissioned in any of the branches of the military in the United States, or you can stay as a merchant sailor and serve your commitment that way. The Coast Guard Academy is different in that the application process is direct with them versus going through a congressional leader or senator. When I, as a 17-year-old, looked at the academies, I was totally focused on only going to the Air Force Academy. And now, having served and spent time for 20 years in a wonderful career, I look back and I would have apply to all the academies if I had to go back again. So I recommend you consider that. All of them provide the education at no cost to you. All of them provide the training, and you end up in a lifestyle that many people do not ever get to experience. The United States government backs you, and you don't start at the bottom like you would if you went out and started looking for a job after getting a four-year degree at a local college. So that's what's unique about the academies. I recommend, once again, strongly that you apply to all of them. Congressman Hern's office can give you my information if you have any further questions that you would like. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rocky Goins, and I'm proud and honored to be on Congressman Hern's selection committee for nominations for the academies. I represent the U.S. Naval Academy, which I graduated in 1984, and served in the Navy Civil Engineer Corps and the Fighting Seabees, building construction projects around the globe. I have a message to the parents. Congratulations. Apparently, you have a child that is very interested in serving their nation and applying to one of the rigorous colleges in the country. If you were like me, when my daughter told me that she wanted to be a midshipman, I was very proud, yet knowing that she could potentially go in harm's way, I had a lump in my throat. I still do. I will assure you of this. The academies do a great job of looking out for the health and welfare of their students. They will make sure that your child will be getting their teeth cleaned twice a year and getting the proper medical care as well as the proper nutrition. I think that their standards will exceed what you see in a typical civilian college. Likewise, too, I think it's important to note that the Alumni Association is very tight. We don't have sororities, fraternities. Our graduating class is the brotherhood and sisterhood. And we look out for each other, and we take care of each other. I know that if I had a child who was in trouble in another city, I could call a classmate who I may not know to look out for her, and they will probably step forward and do that in a very well way. I know I'll be willing to do that for my classmates. That is what your child is going into, the Navy family. You too would be part of the Navy family. I would encourage you to reach out to the parents clubs for the different service academies here in Oklahoma. They could probably rest assure you what the academy life is like for a midshipman or cadet and kind of help you ease through that transition. I have a message too to this people applying to the academies. There's something that's unique about the academies that's different from the civilian colleges. We have an honor code or an honor concept, which is the case at the Naval Academy. A midshipman or a cadet will not lie, cheat, or steal, nor will we allow our classmates to do that either. When we interviewed the students, they indicated that they knew somebody in high school who did cheat. And then we would follow up and say, well, what did you do about it? We have yet to have any student to say they did something about it. It's not in the culture. It's not in the DNA of the youth nowadays. But when you go into a service academy, we are expecting you to become leaders. And we're going to graduate leaders. And you can't allow to have a fellow classmate or yourself to lack integrity, to lack accountability. And we're looking for the students to rise up and hold that, because the nation is looking upon you to hold that integrity and that character. So that's probably one of the biggest cultural challenges that I see for people going to the academies. We're here to help you. We're here to coach you. During the interview, feel free to ask us questions, because we are there to make this transition a smooth one. Thanks again for your interest in the service academies, and our nation thanks you as well. Take care.